There we go. All right. It is officially time. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our first session of the second annual Trading for Charity event. My name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Let's get those VV Nations flying in the chat. Let's start seeing that. AJ, how you doing? Carlo, glad to have you here. Welcome, everybody. So, once again, actually, Joey, if you're in the background, if you want to set up a notification, I just realized I forgot to do that. Let everybody know that we are live. But once again, I'm glad to see so many people already here without a notification going out. So once again, welcome everybody to our second annual Trading for Charity event. It's a live trading room we're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing every Tuesday and Friday at noon Eastern right here on the VectorVest YouTube channel. So if you're just getting in here, make sure to smash that like button so that way we can get more and more people in here and see what we can do for this second annual Trading for Charity event. Hey, Ben, hopefully you're doing well. So this year is going to be a little bit different. Before we jump into trading and before we really get into the swing of things, let's do a little bit of housekeeping first and foremost. So as you guys can see in front of me, we have the milestones. So last year we talked about doing a push for getting people onto the VectorVest YouTube channel, becoming subscribers, all of that. That's great. If you want to subscribe to the channel, if you like what you see here, make sure to click that red subscribe button. All of that helps us out and continues to grow this awesome community and continues to help with what we have here. But this year we're going to make a little bit different of an approach. We're going to be really striving to raise as much money as we possibly can for Levine Children's Hospital to make this holiday season brighter for those kids that really need it the most. So this year, to help keep you guys motivated, we've got some milestones set up, and some of them are a little lofty, but I think as a community, we can definitely make this possible. So as you can see, at $500, once we raise at least $500, we will be giving away a VectorVest swag bag, some different stuff that we have planned for you guys. At $1,000 raised, we're going to be doing a course giveaway. At at $1,500, we will have Glenn come in here and sing live for everybody while we're streaming. At $2,000, we're going to be doing another course giveaway. $2,500, we're going to be giving away a Mobile Premium Plus annual subscription. At $3,000, we will be coming up. Well, actually, you guys will have the ability. We'll make a community post, and you guys can put in and vote and figure out which question it is that you guys want to ask me. I'm kind of nervous about this, worried about what you guys are going to come up with. But whatever you guys want to come up with, you guys are going to be able to ask me that, and I will have to answer it honestly on stream. At $3,500, you guys, the VV Nation, get to pick one of the items to be purchased and donated. So if you recall last year we raised a lot of money, about $4,000, and we ended up going out and buying the toys, clothes, all the stuff that they need, and taking it to them and delivering it to them in person. So this year, if we meet that goal, you guys get to pick one of those items that you guys want to see be donated to Levine Children's Hospital. At $4,000, this actually comes from a suggestion from you guys during our AMA. We will be picking, you guys get to pick one food for me to try. Glenn talked about pimento cheese the other week, so it made me think about that. You guys get to pick one food that we can reasonably find, and I will try it live on stream and see how it goes. At $4,500, we'll be giving away a subscription for the VectorVest 7 intraday for the year. At $5,000, as much as this pains me to do so, if we reach $5,000, I will be willing to shave my beard and keep clean shaven for the remainder of the year. At $7,500, I will get everybody in the education department to dress up in Christmas costumes, and we will sing a Christmas carol. Joey will record it, and we will be posting it onto our YouTube channel as well. At $10,000, if we reach $10,000, Glenn and I will both shave our heads, not necessarily bald or to the skin, but at least down to like a 3 to a 1 guard, live on stream. And then at $15,000, if you guys reach $15,000 during this event, Joey will shave his head, so you guys will be able to see not a full Joey's face, but at least a partial of Joey's face, giving you guys a little sneak peek to that. So This year, we're really going to be striving to raise as much money once again as possible. Now, before you guys start donating and before any donations come in, let's go over the ways to donate. So if you're on the desktop or if you're on your computer, in the description of this stream and all these streams, you'll find 2 links down there. One of them, actually, let me go ahead. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Give me one moment. Got to find it. But one of the links will donate directly to us, just like before. But this way, more of your money goes towards Levine rather than going through the super chat. So if you want to donate, use that link. Or if you want to donate directly through or directly to Levine Children's Hospital, there's also a link in the chat there, or link in there for you as well. So you can use either one, whichever one you choose. But you can also find these links by typing in !tip. And if you type that in, you will get the links to pull up. So that way you can go ahead and do that. I think Joey just pinned it to the top. So you can also use that link pinned into the top of the chat. That will allow you guys to be able to donate directly to us rather than having to go through the super chat. So that way more of your donations go where they need to be going, and that's to Levine Children's Hospital. But also if you guys want to, I'm not going to be showing the milestones live all the time. So if you want to see the milestones, see where we're at, you can use the !milestones command, and that will give you a link so you guys can go check out these milestones for yourself. All right. So if you guys have any questions with that, feel free to ask. I know I got some people in the background helping out, so they can answer your questions if I'm not able to see them. But with that, let's go ahead, jump right into it here today, see what we've got in store. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Oh, come on. Get into the VectorVest 7. Wrong one. There we go. Finally got it. All right, so jumping into the VectorVest 7 software, I do want to point out, we do have a live trading portfolio that is funded with cash. This isn't paper trading. This is actual live trading that you guys can see ahead of you. As you can see, starting off with $10,000, this is going to be the portfolio that we will be trading in throughout our Trading for Charity event. So before anybody comes in saying, well, are you trading with actual money? Yes, we are trading with actual money. So hopefully that should clear the air. Badger's asking, which donation link gives the most to the hospital? So either one. So Badger, the one donating directly to us will be used to buy the goods and clothes and toys and all that stuff that will be donated. Or if you want to just directly donate to their overall fund, you can use that other link and you can do that as well. But this year, because we're trying to avoid the super chat, so that way more of your donation goes towards Levine itself, we ask that you just use those links, whichever one you choose, rather than using the super chat feature. So that's really the main difference from last year compared to this year. So definitely going to be a little bit different, but should be able to make things go a lot farther on. And then Brian coming in with the $10 tip. Looking forward to some money and having. I missed the exact quote there. Oh, I got to figure out how I can see that going forward. But thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. All right, so looking at the markets. Markets are having a phenomenal day. What a great day to start off our Trading for Charity event. We've got the markets rallying sharply. We've been in some consolidation, now seeing a nice pop moving higher. Yep, there you go, Badger. So let's go ahead and start to look for some candidates. And if you guys have trading questions on, stocks that you want to see, go ahead, feel free to put them in. I'd be glad to analyze those, take a look at them. But if we're in the middle of a trade, we got to stick with that trade. That's always a great rule of thumb. All right, let me go ahead, get out of here. This is from earlier. Jumping into by far my favorite search inside of the VectorVest 7 software, Daily Boomers. It finds some high flyers. So for anybody that's not too familiar with my trading style, I tend to prefer finding some day trade candidates, but we also will take some swing trade candidates as well. So TS, oh man, we had this one earlier around 220 and it ran Just took a while and didn't stick around with it. But let's see what else we have. There's that AMV. Volume seems a little light on that one. Weber had a big run here. We were looking at it earlier. Broke down. Starting to come back down to earth, though. All right. Bed Bath & Beyond looking kind of interesting here. AAN, probably not. Let's see. Canopy Growth, going to move on from that. Rite Aid, HYFM. Looking, but volume just doesn't seem super strong here today. Just going through some more. CLS, let's go ahead, find what else we got. Nail came up earlier. We were looking at that. Hut could be an interesting one if it can get some follow through here. So out of the list, Hut we'll put on our radar just to keep an eye on it here. Nail could be an interesting one, but with GDP data coming up soon, I may be a little hesitant to jump on board because that would typically be more of a swing trade candidate than anything else. Going through. So BBY looks interesting. I like that one. And then that last one, Hut. And then we'll put on Nail as well. So let's go ahead and get those thrown in here. Oh, wrong one. Nail. Hut. There we go. And BBY. There we go. All right. So we'll come to Nail in a second. Hut. Let's go ahead, zoom in a little bit here. And Brian coming in with another $10 super chat. Appreciate that, Brian. And raising some money and having some fun. That's exactly what this event's about. So Ben, right now I have it on 1 minute intraday bars here. So Hut, volume is a little lighter than what I typically like to see, but it still is moving in the right direction. Taking a little bit of a breather at the moment. We need to see it break this 228 level of resistance, really 229 we'll call it, before taking advantage of that. Oh, appreciate it there, Joey. BBY, big run earlier on, but as it's continuing to climb, volume slowly coming down a little bit. So right now, we need to be patient, wait for that new life to come in. And then Aiden coming in as a new subscriber. Welcome to the VB Nation, Aiden. So we have some candidates there that we're going to be keeping an eye on and looking at those. Mindy does want to take a look at Snap. So let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. So Snap having a big explosive up day. Just had earnings a few days ago. And one of the things that makes me a little hesitant with Snap currently on the intraday basis that kind of gives me some insight that it's not really sustainable at these levels is looking at our indicators. So let's go over that. We have price shown in candlesticks. I have a 3 and 8 exponential moving average on price. Below that, I have stochastics, which shows overbought and oversold conditions. Then I have the DPO, which is really a great thing for more of a timing sense than anything else, but can also show trend, whether it be higher or lower. And then at the bottom, we have the MACD standing for moving average convergence divergence. And the MACD is a great momentum indicator or timing, or really a momentum indicator is the best way to describe it. But what I see here, price is steadily moving higher. MACD steadily moving lower, setting us up for a bearish divergence and suggesting that that momentum pushing Snap higher currently is starting to slow down significantly, and be careful for some sort of a pullback. Now, what would be, if you're trading it, what would be a good exit strategy? Well, use a trend line. First and foremost, you had the trend right here when it broke down. That could have been one. But if you're still in it, adjust your trend line accordingly. Got to move this down. There we go. So looking at it, still riding that trend line for now. As long as it stays above this trend, you're good. But if it breaks down below, don't hesitate to lock that profit in. All right, let me clear that up real fast. There we go. Making sure all that's set. Perfect. So with that, let's go back to Snap. Zoom out a little bit. Now, Snap on a 3-month basis. Gap down after earnings has since been trying to fill that gap. So profit potential or profit target set here around 1075. If you get 1075, that is definitely a clear indication you should start tightening up your profits or tightening up your stops at that point. All right. Let's jump back into it. Let's go see. So HUT still hasn't broken that 229. Now I'm going to get rid of nail out of this one, and we're going to create a separate layout or separate setup for our swing trade candidates here. So NAIL, go ahead, zoom out. So on a 6-month basis, nail has been in a steady decline, lower highs, lower lows. But recently, we haven't quite hit a new low yet. MACD also confirming the fact that we haven't hit a new low yet. What we want to see, it still may be a little too early to call a new entry because with the current macro environment, we need to be careful. What we'd like to see though is this previous high. Let's go ahead and get my cursor on. Right around 27.75 or so, we'd want to see that high taken out. That way, these higher lows are now leading to higher highs, which by the basic definition puts us in an uptrend. So 3 and the 8 did turn positive as of right now, but we need to see everything else kind of confirming that as well. All right, looking back at our trading candidates here. BBBY. So if BBBY is running, let me go take a look. Actually, not going to take a look at that one. We'll go back to our search. Go ahead, rerun it. See what else is coming up here today. So not a lot of different performers showing up here. Let's go. What else do we want to look at here today? Price volume boomers. Yeah, let's take a look at this one. Go ahead and let's take a look at the graph of these. So MEDP looking pretty good, but price point a little higher than where I'd like to see it at. Logitech, great gaming computer software company. Having a nice run here today, taking a little bit of a breather right now, but could definitely be an interesting candidate to keep an eye on. Looking through them, Weber still. I heard news that Weber is going private, so that may not be the best candidate to look at. Put on the calendar. So, Ben, I'm going to be live for at least an hour every day or every Tuesday and Friday. But if you guys are still wanting to see more and we have some good trades, I'm not going to just cut it off at an hour. So that's why we didn't really set up a specific end time because it's really dependent on how the days are going. So no real scheduled end time. But the great thing about being on YouTube is after our sessions or after our streams, you can always go back and watch the replays at your convenience there. All right, so let's go ahead. Oust, don't like the bearish divergence setting up with that one. SLS, no. CNTA, not a whole lot of volume. And Jay coming in with GME. All right, Jay, for you, we'll do it. Let's go ahead and put it in here. All right, so with GME, this is one I'm keeping on my radar. Hopefully we can get an entry and take advantage of a next big run with GME because as we know, things start to move cyclical when you look at this stock. But right now, we are really just trading sideways right at a level of resistance at roughly 27.80 or so. We can see we're getting really close to that point, but not quite there yet. We're in this tight channel. We need to see us break outside of this channel before we would jump on board with it. But if we break above 27.80, you best believe I'm going to add this to our portfolio as a swing trade. Crocs, CROX. Let's go ahead and take a look. CROX. I'm getting into it. So Crocs, really, once again, really in more of a sideways move right now. You have a level of resistance right around 81.25 or so. And then on the lower end, you have the bottom at around 70.50 roughly. Till we can see it break out of this sideways move, we want to be patient. If you're already in it, then most likely you've been sitting through this sideways move. But if you're not in it, you need to see it break out, showing that it can get outside of this range before jumping on board. Because even if the stock just continues to move sideways, at that point, you're missing out on potential opportunity rather than necessarily missing out on gains. So we need to just be patient for that if you're going to take it as a swing trade. Sujin wants to take a look at CNC. And right now, it is more of that lunchtime hour. So not surprised, but typically around this time of the day, we do notice that the markets take a little bit of a break while people are out on lunch break. So we're going to be patient during this time and just wait for the trades to come to us. We're not going to try to force anything. We're going to simply be patient and wait for the right opportunities here. CNC, been in a steady decline. Today is the breakout. We need to make sure there's follow through. On such a big day, one thing that is a little bit alarming is that we don't have bigger volume behind this move so far. Now, day's still early. We could still see more volume coming in. And based off, if we can get new volume coming in, that would be, telling on what to expect going forward with this one. The Generac. Generac is steadily drifting lower. I like this stock, but until we see signs of reversal, I got to be patient, wait for the better opportunity to arise. But I do like this stock. I've liked this stock for quite a long time. Unfortunately, the market conditions have not been favorable for Generac over the course of the last 12 months. But we look at earnings. Oh man. So something happened recently. Did they have an earnings performance? That would be my best guess. Let's go ahead, take a look. I'll pull this up. GNRC. All right, there we go. Let's go look for the news. Okay, so got updated. I'm looking for not analyst opinions. I want actual news on the stock. So let's do this. There we go. Generac. Pre-announced and it was not that good. Well, let's see if we can verify that. Close at 109, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Generac's full, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read about their analysis. I want to read why it dropped. Same article, different. Profit warning. All right. Here we go. So, plunge after the company announced its revenue and earnings would fall short of previous projections, in part because of a $55 million charge likely related to the bankruptcy financial challenges of former customer Pink Energy. Okay. So, not the greatest news. Definitely not the greatest news. But we need to see us on this stage. Let's go ahead, zoom in a little bit. I would wait for after the earnings announcement first and foremost. And then I would wait to see us break above this. Because then we have a nice run to fill that gap all the way up to, what was that? Let's go ahead and use the cursor. About 147, so about $25 share. Not bad, not great, but not bad. So that's what we'd be waiting to see. All right. So snap once again. Oh yeah, BBBY still just moving sideways right now, taking a little bit of a break, same as HUT. Let's go take a look at some of the others. GME hit that level of resistance. High price, $27.79, right on the money there for that level of resistance. And then pulling back a little bit. So everything seems to be taking a little bit of a break at this point in the day so far. But that doesn't mean we can't find some great opportunities. So let's go ahead, go back in here, refresh the list, see if anything new is coming up. Let's go back and take a look, run through these real fast. Just going to go quickly that way. See if there's anything new developing. There we go. Nothing too crazy right now. Cook could be interesting though. If we can see better volume, if I recall. Any O, maybe. Whew. Yeah, the volume on that one's a little scary. All right, so out of these, Cook looked pretty interesting. COMP, not really the volume you need to see. Clean Spark could be another interesting trade. All right, so Cook and Clean Spark. Let's go get those in here. All right, just being patient. As we know, patience is a virtue. All right, so with Cook, I want to see it come back right around 404. If we get to that point, that would be a great opportunity for a new entry. Jake says, I will drive New York and shave Jay's head if everyone donates $100 today. All right, you guys heard him. Clean Spark. Need to see the volume start coming back in over the course since about noon. The volume started lightening up a little bit. So kind of goes with our overall feeling that, you know, the market's taking a little bit of a breather right now. So we got to be patient. Looking at Snap. So, new update on Snap. We broke through that downtrend line on the MACD. Therefore, that bearish divergence is no longer valid. So, get rid of that. And just be patient with it. Keep an eye on it. So, all the Reddit stocks seem to be pulling back a little bit right now, which is fine. All right, so with that, let's go take a look at the market. And Jay just tipped $100. Appreciate that, Jay. Thank you very much, Jay. Let's go put it on the Pro Trader layout here. Actually, the enhanced. Where is it? There we go. Take off the move or the envelopes. There we go. So look into the market right now. Market's steadily moving higher. We got a 30 period weighted moving average acting as a pretty strong level of support. But what is the one thing that we notice right now? MACD steadily falling, DPO steadily falling, price is moving higher. Ross, I believe it is, becoming a new VV Nation member. Welcome to the VV Nation. All right, so we need to be patient with this one, or be patient with the overall market. We're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown in the overall pace of the market. With volume decreasing. Exactly, Ben. Good observation. Lou coming in wanted to take a look at CMT. Let's go ahead and take a look. CMT. Let's remove this. There we go. CMT, you have a nice level of support down here around 880 roughly. Bigger volume relative to what it had been trading at previously, but a lot of indecision on that volume bar or that candle yesterday. Today, getting more of a bullish sentiment, but not a whole lot of volume. If we saw today's action on stronger volume, I would say this has merit right now. But right now, without the volume backing up that price move, we need to be cautious. Hut trying to break out, but we need to see volume come back in on that one. Cook, man, missed, was too busy looking at other stuff. We saw that breakout out of resistance. Volume started coming back in again. Steve coming in. CLFD moving up today. Let's go take a look. 347. So a few more cents. I'm willing to wait a few more cents for a little bit more consistency. Now I will put a support floor right around 339, 340 or so. So we've got about a 5 cent or 8 cent channel on this stock right now. CLFD. So actually, let's do this. Put it on an intraday. So Asif, I like this one. It's definitely moving in the right direction. The only issue I have is volume right now. If you notice, the scaling on it is at most 10,000, and that was that very first minute of trading. Ever since that point, it's all been pretty much less than 5,000 shares traded on average. And it's $119 a share. So price point a little higher than where I want it to be for a quick trade. I will put CMT on this list as well. Get it out of here. There we go. CMT, no trading volume. This is what I was nervous with when looking at the volume here today. So let's see. Where is it? I'm looking for volume specifically. Trying to remember which one it is. All right, let's try price and volume winners. Putting an emphasis on bigger volume here. Looked at a lot of these already. Probably going to hold off on those. Shooting stars. There we go. Another one putting emphasis on volume. Pulling up a lot of the stocks we've already looked at. Low price spikers. Nothing coming in. Nothing with that great of volume so far for the session. All right, coming up on the 10-4 pivot now. Let's go take a look. On end of day most likely. So we will come take a look at that in a second. But prices starting to move sideways a little bit. MACD getting close to going into negative territory on the intraday basis. Snap, still rocking and rolling for the time being. CNC. So this is where IIPR. IIPR, where is it? There we go. So IIPR, really in a sideways move right now. You have this top at around 102. You have more of a floor down here around 89, let's call that. It's wider channel, but you still have this channel nonetheless. We need to see it break out of that channel. Also, big update here today. Look at the volume. Volume is really, really light. So be careful with that one there, LS. Now, one thing I do want to see. So BBY, actually, let's go in here. Want to take a look at the intraday graph, because one of the things that we notice with GameStop especially is it tends to have a late afternoon rally. So right now it's pulling back. We have this level of resistance right here at 27.78, 27.79. We briefly hit that for a moment, then pulling back. One of the things I need to see, we still have a pattern of higher lows being formed, but we could potentially be seeing lower highs. And as we always talk about, lower highs may lead or tends to lead to lower lows. So if we can't break past this high here, let's go ahead, zoom in. Put that, actually, I'll use the horizontal cursor. There we go. If we can't see a breakout above 27.50, then this is a lower high, and that would typically lead to lower lows, which could indicate a reversal on an intraday basis. But if we break above 27.50, I'm willing to add it to our portfolio as a swing trade, because knowing the regular pattern that we typically see of a late afternoon rally coming into the last hour of trading or so, if we get above 27.50, start to see a little bit of a run, that could easily push us above that 27.80 level. So we'll be patient and wait to see if we get that breakout that we're looking for here. All right. Going back. Let's go check out the market. Market's still cooling off a little bit. Let's go take a look at the homepage. VectorVest Composite up 1.8. Dow's up almost 0.9%. S&P 500 up 1.3. NASDAQ up almost 2%. Russell up almost 3%. So major indices doing well. We've got about 5 times as many stocks moving higher today than moving lower, which is definitely a positive in what we want to see. All right. Looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. Taking a look at the stochastics. We are in that oversold territory. Let me go ahead, put on that level of 20 here real quick. Oh. Let me go. Oh, take that off. There we go. Wait for it to come out of that oversold territory there. Also, don't forget, if you guys are brand new or just getting in here, make sure, as always, like the stream if you're having fun so far. I know, it's haven't gotten into any trades yet, but we're being patient. This is what you should really be doing. If you're a trader out there trading throughout the day, this is the type of discipline you need to have. You can't just go see a stock moving up and say, oh, that looks awesome, I need to buy. We're not Jim Cramer or NSYNC, so therefore we need to be patient and wait for the trades to come to us. Unless we have the right setups, we're not going to be taking the trades. So, for the time being, we'll look at some of your stocks, wait for some other opportunities, or wait for some of these to start coming back to life. And then we'll wait. We'll be patient. Do you think we'll get a DEW up signal today or tomorrow? Quite possibly. Let's go take a look. So DPO is in positive territory. We are above that 30-day weighted moving average. We should see a DEW up by today. If the market closed right now, we should see a DEW up. But I'm not going to try to predict it, so I'm just going to be patient. Wait for the true official signal by the end of the day. Let's go see. Go back here. Get rid of some of these. Got that on an intraday basis. I like to use the Williams fractal on the 1 in 5 minute to confirm the oversold timed exits compared to MACD on the chart. Never really used fractals that much. Never something I've really spent a whole lot of time with. So I don't have a lot to really add to that or a whole lot of comments on that one. SQM, let's go take a look. Mindy said she's new. Well, first and foremost, welcome, Mindy. What is the DEW? It's our technical timing that we have here at VectorVest. Uses a combination of technical indicators. So it's more of the middle of the road timing signal here. Great for swing trading, position trades, those sort of things. Not really, the most conservative, but definitely not the most aggressive that you would use as like a day trader. If you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend every single night we do the market update. Watch that market update. We cover it every single night there in that video for you. Where is it located on the app? So I've done a few videos or a few streams on Thursdays about how to put the DEW in there or build that layout on a chart. But the best thing I can say, the easiest way to keep up to date with the DEW and get more familiarized with it is watching that daily color guard report right on the main page, the home page of the app, right below the color guard and all that. You'll see that video located there. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at it. So where is it? SQM, 3 and 8 just turned positive. Stochastic starting to come out of the oversold territory. MACD on a short-term basis is in a short-term uptrend. Need to see that cross above zero to really indicate a longer-term uptrend. You do have some resistance around 98.34, 98.35. That, if you're already in the trade, that would be where you'd want to tighten up your stops in case it rejects that resistance. But if it breaks through it, then you can loosen your stops up a little bit to give it some more wiggle room. But I would wait to see it get back above that 20 or 98.60. What is it? 98.65, 98.35 before jumping on board. Printed the premium. They just printed a premium watch list. Not sure I'm following you. There's a few different premium watch lists, but also if you're new and you're using the mobile app, come hang out on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here, as I do a mobile coaching session where I teach people how to use the VectorVest Stock Advisory app, different tips and tricks either with the app or just trading in general. We cover a wide variety of topics. So if you're wanting more help specifically with the mobile app, make sure to come hang out on Wednesday or on Thursdays. All right, so let's get back into it real quick. I don't want to miss out on any trades again. I missed out on Cook after the breakout, but didn't have that great of a run. But we'll be patient. Don't want to miss out on another one. So with Bed Bath & Beyond, you have a major level of support down here around 516 or so. You can see it was acting as resistance once, twice, 3 times, broke through on the 4th time, then retested as support, showing the strength in that support resistance level. Now coming back down, holding that level. You are in oversold territory, so what we'd want to see, come down, hit that level of support like it's doing right now. Then we want to start seeing our indicators turning back around, giving us signs that, the turnaround or the new turnaround is starting to show. Well, what do we have here? Right down at that level there. Nice long tail on that candle, indicating a lot of buying pressure off of that low. Strong volume backing that move up here. I like what I see. If we can get confirmation of this, this could be our first trade to add into our trading for charity portfolio. Let's be patient though. I'm going to get it ready. Just in case. Right now, watching the candle doesn't quite seem like it's really got the momentum to turn back around. Decent volume, indecision, closing in the mix of in between the high and the low there. Let's wait for one more. Watching it. Watching volume as well. As we always talk about, volume is conviction. So when you see a big move in volume, that shows a lot of interest on it, which means that, you look at the associated candle, has potential opportunity still, or that there's still a lot of interest in the trade. This is why we wait for follow through. Saw some indecision there. Starting to roll back over. This is why we were patient and didn't pull the trigger on it quite yet. Let's see if it can hold. Or another positive sign to look for right now. Something that we can talk about in real time to help you guys out. Something to look for in your own charts. When you're noticing it here, we're back down to that level of support. Tried, failed, came back down. But if we start turning back around and get back to these levels up here around the 520 to 525 range, that would indicate a higher low being formed. And as we talked about a little bit ago, higher lows tends to lead to higher highs. So that's what we're looking to see. Possibly setting up. All right, I like this setup here. But at that point, look at that tall wick on top of that candle. A lot of selling pressure coming in there. Dragon's asking why India stocks are not falling and why gold and silver prices are not increasing. Well, gold and silver prices have been, just a few months ago, they even came out talking about how there's been a huge issue with gold and silver price manipulation. And I mean, all stocks are rising across the board right now. There's a few suspicions on why everything's starting to move higher, but it's really anybody's guess. There's definitely some influential forces that are buying up stocks right now. And that's what we're seeing right now, or currently going on. All right. We got one higher low. Where was this low at here? Potentially two. Let's see if that volume can turn back around. Come on, come on. America should release digital dollars. Well, pretty much all currencies or all major banks around the world are pushing for that. So not too much longer before we start seeing that. All right. So here we broke down, now hitting a lower low here. Therefore, not giving us a lot of faith that this support floor is going to hold. So I'm going to go ahead, get rid of that. We've watched it for long enough. Let's go take a look at GME. This is why we are patient and wait for the right setup. You have this level right here at 2750. We weren't able to get above that. So by that point, that indicates that this is now a lower high, and lower highs will lead typically to lower lows. Little over the last 5-10 minutes. Yeah. And during this noonish time frame, sometimes we do notice the market's taking a little bit of a breather in the middle of the day. So that's why, I'm not really setting a time on how long we go live, because, with other timing constraints, this is the best time we have to do so, unless we wanted to do towards the very end, which I may be open to that if you guys want to, changing our time from time to time, because we're going to be doing this for the next 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So, if there's a better time, we may change the times up. That's why having notifications on and being aware of it could be useful. But for this, markets have been pulling back. We're going to be waiting a little bit, wait for the new bull to come back in, start lifting everything once again higher. Let's go through. HUT, still just moving sideways, now pulling back a little bit. CLSK wasn't able to break through that level of resistance. Snap continues just to defy gravity currently. So we have GME right back down to a potential double bottom at 2710. Watching that volume. We are in oversold territory based off stochastics over here on the right. Put that support floor in. Let's see if that can hold. Jockey Club is far too early. Yeah, the only thing though, Roger, is one, I would love to do the 9:30 open for the Trading for Charity event, but Jockey Club is going on during that time, so I'm not going to be able to be in the account during that period. But I mean, usually your most explosive moves come from the very beginning, which is why we have to be a little bit more picky during this time frame. But you can capture some of the biggest moves within that first 30 minutes to an hour after the market opens. Unfortunately, though, portfolios are being used during that time, so we can't go live during that point. All right, so realistically, GME, about the only one, but breaking down through that support floor as we speak. Let's look at the markets. Market's still rolling over a little bit. Westmere says, I think Bed Bath is about to have support at $5. Shorts are going to cover before 5. I mean, that's anybody's guess, but $5. Let's go ahead and take a look at that level. At $5, you do have some consolidation. Realistically, a little bit below that $5 mark. $4.98 roughly would be our next level of support to keep an eye on. You had it as support here, here, here before that last run up. So you have some potential support there, but we got to be patient and see what's coming up with it. All right. Let's go back. Take a look at our favorite search once again. See if anything is looking a little bit better now. A lot of things just taking a breather currently. A lot of things just moving sideways. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and customize this a little bit. And then I'm going to add in %. There we go. So now filtering down a little bit. Let's see if we get better volume candidates here. volume. No. All right, so let's go ahead, save this. We'll save this as Train for Charity. There we go. BBBY. Not quite to that $5 there, Westbeer, but close. It's definitely getting there. You got to be patient, though. If you think $5 support, don't try to chase it right now. Salt Shaker coming in with the $25 $25 donation. Thank you for that, Salt Shaker. Glad to have you here. Hey Joey, if you're there in the background, for some reason the milestones are showing up in the background there. Got to be patient and disciplined. That is 100% accurate. Even though, you know, these stocks are up big today, got to be patient. Thank you, Joey. All right, Snap still continues to defy gravity. Now, one of the things I will say, you've been steadily losing momentum as the price has been steadily moving higher. Maybe it's time to consider a short trade just for the day. Let's see. We have support right around 932. If it can't hold, that may be an interesting short trade. GME coming back down now. Next level of support, 2684. Gotta wait. Same situation as what we were seeing with Bed Bath & Beyond. Pulling back down, so that would be probably right around that $5 mark there. I really want to use the Derby, but I'm going to hold off on the Derby. I can't use the Derby here. All right, let's go back in here. Let's go search as aggressive and look for high flyers. What we're looking for, stocks with an RT greater than 1.25, RV greater than 1.25, greater than $1, basic parameters sorted by VST. Let's go ahead and graph some of these. Ooh, CCRN, big run up. Doji. What is a doji? I'm gonna let you guys answer this one. What does a doji represent? Just a one-word answer. Let's see who's the first to get it right. Let's see who's going to be the winner. Indecision. A seat. Yep, indecision. That's exactly right. After a long uptrend, you're seeing a lot of indecision here. Looked like it was going to get that follow through to the downside today. Seeing some buying coming in for the time being. This could be an interesting short trade here for sure. MTDR. Let's zoom out a little bit. 6 month. VOC. Another interesting short trade. YPF possibly. Hey, Glenn. Hopefully you're doing well. FANG. So a lot of oil stocks coming in here. Looking for something a little bit different. WTI. You have this level of resistance right here. Roughly about 766. Breakout or close right at it yesterday. Breakout as of today. Now, I would add this to the portfolio as a swing trade if we can see the volume start to increase throughout the session here. A lot of petroleum stocks coming in the list. All right, so WTI. Let's go ahead, put that in our list to keep an eye on. Actually, we'll put it in. So snap, starting to get a little bit, or starting to snap possibly. Bed Bath & Beyond getting close to that $5 marker there. But can it hold? That's what we're going to look to see. Now it's 1 o'clock. Let's see if that new life starts to come back in. Hut, maybe getting ready. Volume lightening up. And then all of a sudden, now starting to come back to life right at that 1 o'clock time frame. Where's that high mark? Right at 230 most likely. There we go. Why? Oh, did I pick the wrong one? I think I did. Let me try this one more time. Huh. It's not available inside IB. Interesting. Okay, so Hut's going to be a little bit difficult to trade since it is not available in IB. Did you get into the trade? I was about to, but can't find Hut inside of IB right now. So, gonna have to miss out on that one. Let's see. I like that setup too, though. Clean Spark, another one. Starting to see a lot of new life coming back into it now that 1 o'clock time frame is back, or has been hit. Let's see if we can break that 348 though. Snap, trying to come back to life a little bit. I want to see that end of day volume start to pick back up or creep up a little bit with WTI. All right, so at GME, let's go zoom out. Pulled back a little bit. One of the things I'll look for here. So, we had a breakout. It was in this decline, lower highs, lower lows, broke out the last couple of minutes, and then you have this support at 27.17. Realistically, I'll even pull that down a little bit. 27.15 roughly, right at that level as we speak. So if we zoom out, if it can hold, this is where we'd be looking into it. 45% short, no shares to borrow. Archie saying Riot. Yeah, we can take a look at Riot here in a little bit. I know a lot of those crypto adjacent stocks have been struggling here during that crypto bear winter we've been experiencing. So yeah, if we can't find Hut, maybe Riot could be another viable option. Let's go ahead, remove Hut since they don't have it available to trade. And let's put in RIOT. Riot, not as strong as what we were seeing with Hut, but you are seeing some renewed life coming into it. Possible resistance right here, what is that, 680 roughly. Cutest saying, I got Hut and IB. I just typed it in and it said IB could not locate the symbol. Well, I'll have to look into that later. So Clean Spark, out of all of them so far that we're looking at, this looks the most promising if we can get new life and break above that 348. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn off extended hours so we can see this a little bit better. There we go. A little bit cleaner of a look. Pre-market activity is over, so we don't really need that. Actually, put that on a 6 month. Put that on a 6 month. So that support, not able to hold. Coming back down, retesting that downtrend line. Clean Spark, come on, let's see it run. Roger's saying, I just read that 40% of Bed Bath & Beyond shares are sold short. Good news is fresh financing to support holidays. Maybe a squeeze coming on. Possibly. It's a long shot, but there's still a chance with that one. Hut is a penny stock. It can't be traded everywhere. Yeah, so that's the thing is, IB, that's why I made sure I set up the portfolio in IB because they have by far one of the best inventories available. And somebody, Cookie came in saying they were able to get it, but when I tried to get it, it said it wasn't available. So I'm not quite sure what the difference is there. SPY is slowly dying. I mean, the market's slowly cooling off a little bit, but looking at it, you can see it is pulling back a little bit. That's fine. You need pullbacks to create better buying opportunities so new investors who are waiting for that pullback can start to get in, creating that second leg higher. So the fact that we hadn't really pulled back at all sessions so far here today, I'm okay with seeing a pullback. That's going to create that better buying opportunity. Should have bought PPY when I told you. Where is it? Oh, Clean Spark though. We'll come back in a second. It didn't hit your $5, Westmere. It was 3 cents off of there. All right. I like the bid and ask spread on this one. All right, so I sent that trade through. Let's see, just waiting to see if I got filled. Come on, come on. I'd be careful about that Fintel data, Ron. I've seen a lot of stocks that they say, oh, this is their squeeze rating or whatever they call it, and turns into absolute nothing. So I'd be cautious with that one. Oh, come on. Get filled. Stock Wish. Man. All right, we're getting some Wall Street bet stocks in here today, apparently. Yeah, Wish is one that you got to be careful with that one. I've seen the bloodbath on Wall Street bets from that stock. Cody coming in. Hey, Cody. Scout BBY this morning. Nice trade. Yeah. I'm waiting to see. The order doesn't come through. Just going to go ahead and close it. All right. Cancel the order. There we go. All right. Glad we stayed out of that one. We didn't get filled. That's fine. Volume. Volume is one thing that I need to be careful with. BB or Bed Bath & Beyond slowly creeping higher. Now this one. New uptrend starting to form. This is what we were trying to look for earlier. Didn't quite have that. Now we're starting to see it though. GME bounced off that lower end. Let's see if it can create higher lows. Too much red tape on level 2 of CLSK. Yeah. That's why I didn't really like what it was doing. Moving on from that. Let's go see the market. Market's still pulling back. So therefore, we need to be cautious. Interestingly enough, on a shorter time frame. Price hit a new low, not confirmed by the DPO or the MACD. So maybe we're getting ready to see that turnaround in the near future. Uh, 119K sold on SPY. So let's go put those in here real quick. So SPY, let's zoom in. Actually, let's put volume at the bottom. So not getting the same look we were noticing with the overall timing there. In short, SPY now. I mean, that's not a bad play. So we do have some big economic news coming out later this week. That could really change the overall direction of the market. Just gotta be patient. I think on Friday, will come and we will be able to see a lot more clarity on which way the markets are moving. So I think Friday will be a better day regardless, or, for either up or down, because we can go short, we can go long. Doesn't matter which way we're going as long as it's making money. People are saying they're antiquated, but I still use Bollinger Bands. I like Bollinger Bands. I like Bollinger Bands over, well, actually, let's see. Yeah, I like Bollinger Bands over envelopes for sure. All right, things are still cooling off a little bit, so we got to be patient. Seeing potential turnaround here in the overall market. 28 years perfect my indicators. Hey, I've been learning technical analysis for over 30 now, and still, switch them out from time to time. Different market conditions require different guidelines to follow. All right, I like BBY. If we start seeing an increase in volume, it's holding this trend line. We break 15 or 515. Could be an interesting one. But I'm willing to potentially get in early. Oh. Pull this over. And Robert coming in with the $3. So Robert, instead of super chatting, there is a link. Type in exclamation tip or tips, and you will find the link to donate to. I appreciate that, but if you want to donate, use the links in the command or at the bottom of the stream. That will allow more of your money to go directly to Levine, or you can donate directly as well through one of those links there. So you can either donate to us, and that will go towards, when we do our Christmas shopping at the end of this event, or you can use the other link, and that'll go directly to Levine Children's Hospital, whichever one you prefer. Showing mildly bullish, also major confluence to me. Just gotta be patient. All right, so we broke down below that trend line. Therefore, the trend is no longer our friend on that. Let's go ahead, go take a look. CLSK, glad we stayed out of that one. Whew, real glad we stayed out of that one. Cook, cooling off. Riot, had a quick little run, pulling back now. If we zoom out, got right back to that level of resistance at 681, was failed to hold above that point. Market still pulling back. Got to be patient. Wait for the trades to come to us. Now, we do have a nice steady decline. Wait for it to break that trend line. Ben saying close SPY short, now out with a profit. Well done, Ben. Love hearing people making money. All right, looking at the market. Pulling back a little bit off of those highs. Did we get to that level of resistance? We did. So we got right back to this same level of resistance here. Now starting to potentially pull back a little bit off of that point. So here would be a better, if we stick to where we're at right now, this would be a better channel to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead, pull that up. 53.07. And then down here at the bottom, 50.22 or 50.23. But yeah, SPY pulling back for the time being. QQQ pulling back for the time being. Dow pulling back for the time being. I would say for all the hundreds of indicators, simple support and resistance levels are still the best indicator. Hey, Joey. Joey should be in the background, Robert. He can probably get that fixed there. Not sure why it's giving an error. Support resistance is by far one of the best crowd mentality indicators out there. But, it's not just one indicator. It's typically more going to be a combination of a couple of indicators. Because if you just go off of one, doesn't really give you enough to get true confidence in just that one indicator. So I always recommend pair it up at least with two indicators. 2 to 3 should be perfectly perfectly suitable for 99.999% of traders out there. WTI volume still staying pretty light for the day. I'd like to add that into the portfolio, but we need to wait for better volume. Let's go see. So those are some of the candidates you guys put out earlier. All right. GameStop. Not going to be adding it to the portfolio today. Broke down even below the 2684 level. Let's go ahead. Looking at Riot right now, what I'm seeing, you have support at 670. Tried to run on that move. Potential head and shoulders. You have your left shoulder, your head, and now your right shoulder being formed. If it breaks this neckline, 670 is your neckline. If it breaks that neckline, we could see these crypto stocks starting to take a little bit of a beating coming up soon too. Just go ahead, get rid of that. So if you're looking at getting into Riot or one of these crypto stocks, keep your eyes on that. Let's go back. Searches, price, volume. Man, continuing to run here with that one. MEDP, gonna pass on that. A lot of these coming tumbling back down right now. Just being patient, keeping an eye on these. Man, of course, everything was looking great this morning. Now things are cooling off a little bit. All right. SPY still hasn't broken that downtrend. Looking at the VectorVest composite. Still has not broken that downtrend yet. Still lower highs, lower lows. On a positive though, be careful. We do see a potential bullish divergence forming. If we break out of this downtrend, that would be that confirmation we're looking for. Right, and the volume just dries up so fast on that. China internet short completely reversing. So if that's the case, let's go take a look. Where is it? Let's go here. And then what is it? Yang. Let's go pull that up. Whoo! Huge move higher, just dangling in the middle of nowhere up here. That is not a good sign. Need to be patient with that one, but that could be an interesting one. Yeah, that is a little scary trying to trade those. All right, end of day. Let's go take a look. 3 month, still in that sideways channel. This is why we're patient. We know for a fact the Bulls have not been able to hold on to gains for a whole week for quite some time. That is true. That is why we're not really, getting too excited about trying to pull some swing trades here. In these current environments, day trades have been more than ample for us to make some money in. Last year, I think by the end of the session or by the end of the trading for charity event, we managed 5.98% in that month, just during our one day a week streams. So I think we can outperform that one. All right, I like the fact that the volume is starting to increase again. Now, on Riot, I'll take the trade. I'll place my trade, see if I get filled on this. If I do, this is where the trade is. I'm using a limit order, so if I don't get filled, that's fine. But if I get filled, I'm keeping my stop tight at around the shoulder line or neckline at 676. Looks like it wants to form a bottom. So I didn't get filled on CLSK, so I got rid of it. It's still in here. Let's see if I got filled on this one. Come on. $6.79 didn't get filled. Let's see. $6.79.5. So it's going right in between. But yeah, Carlo, if I don't get filled on this one on this minute, we'll take a look at that one. I'm just refreshing. Waiting to see if it got in. Yeah, volume's starting to lighten up a little bit too. So I'm going to go ahead, take that off the table. All right. So CLSK, you still have this tight channel right now. 348 is that upper part, and then the lower end, 339. So while looking at it, yeah, it's moving sideways. Give me a moment. Bop that. There we go. But yeah, while it's moving sideways, you are potentially forming a new floor. Move that line to stand up. 342. If it breaks it, give yourself a hard line in the sand. No questions asked. No emotion, no second guessing. If this is where, you're calling it the floor, make that your floor. Let's go look at the market. VectorVest composite potentially breaking that downtrend now. So here, I still wouldn't have been filled even at my 679. Do we try to chase it? Let's see. At this support or at this resistance zone, let's see if that resistance becomes a support. Let's see if it can hold. All right, I'll bite. 682, let's play. Put in an order for 682. Let's see if that gets filled. If it does, so I should be getting filled on that one. There we go. Cody coming in with a $101 donation. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate that. Thank you once again for that one. We should be getting filled on that one. Now, if it doesn't hold, we have a really, really tight stop. We got our strong line of sand as that support floor. Got filled at 682. Right now, break even on the trade. If it closes at any point below that level, I'll simply get out of it. 683, let's see it run. Zooming out, the previous high, 684. So let's go ahead, move that next level of resistance up right here. 684. Come on, hold. There we go. Running up against that. Look at that volume coming in. That's what we wanted to see. Up about 0.2% so far, but just got in. Want to see that volume continue to strengthen, breaking us out above that 684 level. Let's go. Let's go. Keeping an eye on it. Right at that resistance again. Beating its head on that wind or in that ceiling. Let's see if we can break through that ceiling. Come on, you can do it. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can. We're going to find out. Showing some indecision right now. Still got about 20 seconds left on this minute. Come on, let's see 685. There we go. 685. Now, 684, that previous high for the session, will be our new support or our new line to stand. So just moving our line to stand up. Seeing volume picking up a little bit, but I want to see it stay consistent here. Holding that 684 now. Come on, come on. Where is that volume at again? I need to see that follow through on this. There we go. Starting to see a little bit of life coming to it. Come on, get a little stronger. There we go. Mash, hey, glad to have you here. My pleasure. Yeah, TSHA, I even stated in there, you know, that could be one that runs later on, but I wasn't planning on sticking around to find out. But if you stuck around to find out, you made some money, well done. All right, being patient with it. It's still holding right now. 684 is our new line to stand. I want to see this volume start to pick back up. Saw some increase here, but then it started waning out a little bit, or waning a little bit here. Stalling right at that support. Now, volume moving, or don't like seeing that volume there. Being patient with it though. Come on. 684. I'm going to have my finger on the trigger just in case. It's holding for the time being. But I want to have a nice little cushion baked in. I put a stop order in and it snagged it. Hey, glad to hear, or love hearing that, Mash. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. Got about 0.25% so far, but I want more. I've got my finger on the trigger just in case. There we go. So I've got that all set up. All I got to do with a single click of my button, or click of my keyboard, it'll go if I need it to. So got it ready to go just in case if we don't start taking off. But I do like what we're seeing. It's holding that 684. It's basically getting comfortable at that range. See it try to break down here, quickly got back above it. Now, just need to see it take out 685, hit 686. But this is definitely a slow, steady one here. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Sometimes, pro tip out there for everybody, if you talk to your stocks, some of them tend to like that and to start doing what you ask them to do. Don't tell anybody else about that one. Only you guys. That's a pro tip for only everybody here right now. Also, since I haven't said it in a while, if you're just tuning in, you haven't already, hit that like button so that way helps us out, shows your support for the stream, for the channel, and also gets more eyes on this event so that way we can raise as much money as possible. Don't forget to use !milestone in the comments or in the chat to see the milestones that we are striving for this year. We've got some lofty ones out there. If you guys, are heart set on it, you guys could even see part of Joey. Not all of Joey, but part of Joey. But that comes down to you guys. So let's see. But yeah, use !milestone so that way you can see all the milestones we have set for you guys this year. And then !tip, or use the link at the top of chat. If you want to donate, the first link goes directly to us. So that way it goes towards the goods and clothing and toys, all of that we will be doing some Christmas shopping with and then supplying to Levine Children's Hospital. Or you can use the link right below there to directly donate right to Levine Children's Hospital. All right, so looking at it right now, it looked like it was starting to roll or starting to go, but now possibly seeing a rollover here. 684 still holding for the time being, so we got to be careful, but I have my finger on the trigger ready to go just in case. A part of Joey seems intimidating. Well, just the top of his head. Is that better there? The top of his head, Mash. All right, we close below that. Got my finger on the trigger. Basically, it would be a break even on the trade. Maybe some eyes. Ooh. Now, if that doesn't tempt you to want to donate, I don't know what else will. Watching it now, it's back below that support resistance zone, 684, and it's struggling. I'm going to give it this minute to get back above. Come on, can you do it though? You got 5 more seconds. It failed to do so. Therefore, it is gone. Out of the portfolio. Break even. That's fine. Waiting for the trade to settle. There we go. Made about 0.1% on that one, but you know what? Made money. Can't cry over making money. That is a fact right there. All right, looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. So here, where did it hit? 503. Still not to that level, Westmere. Still not to that $5 level, but it is moving sideways right now. You are in this sideways channel. It counts as a 10 and 10. Fair enough, Jay. I'm okay with that. All right, so let's go take a look at the markets. Market's getting a little bit of a rally, then a pullback, creating a higher low right now. Let's go check out WTI. WTI still is not looking great so far. Pulling back a little bit off of those highs. So, snap. Getting back to that level of resistance at 943. Or is it going to turn into what we've seen with some of the other Reddit favorites, where it stalls out and starts losing some of that momentum here? If it does, I bet you we can find this short. Let's go see. MACD line 0.35. 0.31. Interesting, Robert. He says, if you're trading LNG or natural gas stocks, Europe can't handle the LNG shipping or offloading, so these stocks will lag in growth currently. Interesting. LNG actually looks a little overextended in my opinion. I was looking at it this morning. Looks a little overextended, but we got to be patient, wait to see. Let's see if I can find it. SPY losing steam. All right, I'm being patient with it. If I have Snap set up as a short trade right now. It's already hitting lower highs, and as we talk about, lower highs tends to lead to lower lows. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Wait for it. I'm waiting for it to get filled. I think my entry may be a little too high though. It was trading at 640 and it was bouncing around, so let's go ahead and update that. See if I get filled at that point. See if it climbs a little bit higher and then gets me filled and then continues to move lower. Come on, come on. But looking at it though, strong volume, tall tail on that. What's the market doing? Market's still rolling back over though. We're going to get filled. Come on. Fill it. You know you want to. I don't think I'm going to get filled on this one. I'm not going to continue to chase it. That's my one. Twitter, sure, we can take a look at that. Let me go ahead, take this order off the table because I don't think it's going to be getting filled. It's just moving sideways right now at that. Oh, come on. Am I really off by a 100th of a penny? There we go. Now I should be getting filled on that one. There we go. All right. So Snap, we have it as a short trade. I have my line to stand at 943. Got in. 940 is my entry. So giving it 3 cents to the upside as my line to sand. But I like the potential downside on this one. Market's moving in our favor. Market's moving lower. We can see we're hitting those lower highs. Snap could come tumbling back down with the overall market here. On SPY by 1 million, the price didn't move. I mean, when you're looking at SPY, though, one of the most liquid ETFs out there, I'm not surprised. It can have insane amounts of volume. And also, you got to realize, JD, some of that volume is long, some of it's short. So, if it says 1 million volume, that could be 500,000 long, 500,000 short. So, or sold. So, you got to keep that in mind when looking at it. How do you feel about volume increasing, but the price going backwards? I'd have to see it to be able to make a decision on that one. All right, so we got in Snap right now, up about 0.1%, forming a lower high. Let's see. I mean, that's a slow, steady decline. SPY chopping around for 10 minutes. Yeah. And we have our line of sand. So even if the trade goes south, I'm at most, we're talking about 0.2%. I think we can handle that one. These delays postpone the tanker's return. Tankers return to the Gulf Coast, United States, pick up the next load. Yeah, that could be an issue. Come on. Waiting for it to start turning back around. The volume's not really backing up to move higher here right now. Waiting for that crowd mentality to kick in. It's really going to try to do it to us. There we go. Come on, back down. Lower high being formed. $42.8 million in volume, but the price dropped by $1. Well, that tells me a lot of that volume is selling volume then. That's what that tells me right there. All right, just being patient, but I like the setup. Looks like we hit a lower high relative to that previous high here. Volume was stronger on that downside. Also, stock is in overbought territory. Coming out of that overbought territory, MACD is starting to roll over. So all the indicators are indicating that Snap is a little overextended right now. And we're here to take advantage of that. Being patient with it. As it's starting to slowly roll over. Everybody always talks about day trading being fast, but during the actual moment, feels like it's watching paint drying sometimes. All right, so looking at the patterns here, looking at the candlesticks, selling pressure, even on a green bar, still a lot of selling pressure. Notice every time it clicks higher, seeing a lot of selling pressure coming in. Tall upper wicks being formed on throughout the minute. You can see the power of the crowd mentality indicator, the support resistance in real time here. 1 minute is an eternity if on the wrong side. True. Very true. But right now we're at that level of resistance. If I need to, I'll cut the trade. Not even 0.5%. I think we can all agree. Type in 1 into the chat if you think 0.5% loss is manageable. Type in 2 in the chat if you think 0.5% loss is not manageable. I want to see your guys' thoughts. Seeing some ones coming in. All right, cutting it. Closed above that, or went above that before it starts getting out of control. 1 depends on the size. All right, if everything's evenly dollar weighted, Ben, all things being equal, Snap, I really dislike double dipping, but possibly reversing the trade, moving it, or taking the long side. All right, you know what? I'm going to cut it here for the day. But below me, you can see right down here, we have my Twitter handle. So if you guys aren't following me already, follow me on Twitter. If I make any changes, I will tweet that out. If I get into any other trades that I'm not when I'm not live, then I will make note of that and put it in a Twitter post. So if you guys want to keep up to date with the trades that I get into, make sure to follow me at PRFrance88 over on Twitter. And I'd be glad to keep you guys up to date with that. Plus, there's a lot of stuff coming in, or a lot of things that I have planned that I want to talk to you guys about. So make sure to come by. We'll talk about it on Friday. So make sure to come by on Friday at noon Eastern, once again, right here on the VectorVest YouTube channel, as we continue our goals of raising money for Levine Children's Hospital. We're only halfway there through our first milestone. So guys, we got some work to do. But make sure to come hang out on Friday for our second session, and we will talk about some big changes that I want your guys' insight on for starting out for next year. So make sure to come follow me on Twitter, and also be back here on Friday at noon Eastern as we kick off our second round of Trading for Charity. Right now, looking at the portfolios, I'll pull it up real fast. Trade history for the day. Right. Well, actually, it said we had a gain. I guess after commissions. After commission, we lost a little bit there. Snap. By the time that trade settled, closes out 0.75%. Not even 1%. Overall portfolio, and this is still before the end of the day, down 0.15%. We can make this back, folks. We are perfect. We're in good territory. Progress of the fund. So Roger, you can see it right above me right here. There you go. Real fast, just taking a quick look one last time, just perusing. Let's see what we got here. Anything right back down to that 680 where we first initially looked at it. SPY looks like it may be trying to come back a little bit. GME setting up. I may take a little bit of this. The other one I was looking at, WTI. WTI on the daily. When Friday, noon. Yep, Carlo, noon Eastern. WTI. Volume increases a little bit more here today. We see a decent volume backing that move up here. Then I'll jump on board. If not, I'll wait another day and be patient. So, WTI, GME, I like the trade on the daily. It looks tempting, but we need to see it get above that 27, or what was it? 2780 roughly. Yeah, 2779. That is our level of resistance. We're still not able to break right now. If we get a later run throughout the day here today, I may add this as a swing trade back to the portfolio. But follow me on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with whether or not we actually get into that. If you don't see anything by 4 o'clock, that means not in the trade. So on that, thank you all for coming and hanging out for our first session, our first stream of the Trading for Charity event. I look forward to more of these sessions. We've got a lot more in store. We've got a lot of milestones to get to. So make sure to tell all your friends, tell all your family about that, or about this event. Make sure to get them on in here, so that way not only can we teach them how to manage trades properly, but also help raise money for an amazing cause that is Levine Children's Hospital. Mindy, Twitter handle right below me, PRFrance88. There you go. So until next time, take care, adios, and toodles.